Deep within the northern Amazon rainforests of Brazil lie the Satere Mawe tribes. Here, these peoples have remained largely untouched even today and have therefore been able to continue with long-standing customs and traditions, one of which is their passage of way initiation for boys. Young boys from as young as 12 years old are given a ceremonial glove that they must wear for at least 10 minutes. These gloves, however, are filled with bullet ants. Men within the tribe venture far into the rainforest in search of these ants, capturing them and then sedating them using a natural sedative. The unconscious ants are then sewed into the gloves with their stingers facing outwards. Then the gloves are given to the boys. Placing their hands into the gloves, the ants are then awoken and angered, causing them to attack repeatedly. This places these boys into what can only be considered as pure hell, as they are stung hundreds of times simultaneously by an ant known for their excruciatingly painful sting. A sting believed by many to be as painful as a gunshot wound, and is said to last up to 24 hours. Their stings are rated to be up to 30 times more powerful than that of a wasp. It is no surprise then that the bullet ant is ranked as the most powerful sting among the entire insect world, according to the Schmidt Insect Sting Index. In order for young boys to become warriors, they must endure this excruciating ritual, attempting to not make any noise or show any signs of weakness. As the boys are injected with copious amounts of venom, they endure unimaginable pain, often leaving them temporarily paralyzed in the arms and leaving them shaking uncontrollably for days after. Unbelievably, many of these boys must go through this ritual up to 20 times before being considered true men. Bungee jumping. While for many around the world reserved for only the bravest of us seeking a thrilling adventure, it is seen by the men of Vanuatu as merely an introduction to manhood. On the Vanuatuan island of Pentecost, male villagers spend weeks at a time living together in small huts away from all women to clarify their minds. During this time, they build these wooden towers, often reaching incredible heights of over 100 feet. All along these towers are diving planks, and what happens next is simply put incredible. From the age of just 5 years old, boys tie a vine first to the platform and then to their ankles. Then, in a courageous leap of faith, they jump, plummeting violently into the ground below them. As the boys age, the height they jump from gets higher and higher as they get closer to manhood. Only after many years of jumping do these boys get the chance to be considered brave men. Once old enough, the crowd below dances and chants as they ready for their anticipated leap. The boys then stand tall, cross their arms firmly across their chest, and head first, they jump. Attempting to get as close to the ground as possible, they skim over the dirt with their chest and shoulders before ramming into the pre-tilled land below them, meant to absorb the impact at incredible speeds of over 40 miles per hour. As they hit the ground, the crowd then rushes over to ensure a still intact boy. They then lift them to their feet as the crowd roars of approval. These boys are now men. Any miscalculations or errors can and do lead to serious injury or even death, as has been the case in the past. This remarkable tradition spans back nearly 15 centuries. While serving as a rite of passage from boyhood to manhood, they also perform as a sacrifice to their gods to ensure a large yielding yam crop. Following the jump, boys are then circumcised to complete the initiation. Along this vast tropic river of Papua New Guinea live the Sepik river tribes. Here, their way of life has largely been preserved for thousands of years. As life for these people revolves around the river, they have a revered love and respect for the crocodiles of the region, symbolized with strength and power. The animals hold a powerful meaning within religion and traditions of the Sepik people, referring to them as the water spirit. This could not be any more evident than what it takes for boys to become men. For boys to be initiated, large ceremonies, often lasting weeks at a time, are held to celebrate the boys' coming of age as well as to please the spirits. The boys of the village are first locked away in huts known as spirit houses as they anticipate their initiation. Boys ranging from as young as 11 to as old as 30 are then cut repeatedly with small razor blades along their entire bodies, often in a procedure that lasts hours. This is done without any painkillers, as the most extreme pain is actually desired. A ritual passed down for centuries, the cuts tell apart the boys from the men. Despite the very real dangers of death, enduring the immense pain showcases their strength, much like crocodiles. Using smoke and leaves, tribesmen aggravate the fresh wounds, as the more painful the process is, the more revered the men are. They believe that in order to become a man, they must endure this pain, as to never forget the experience, believing that this will aid the men through whatever situations they are faced with in future circumstances. In the passing weeks, the wounds are continuously aggravated again with smoke, as to achieve the desired effect of scale-like scars, resembling a crocodile. Once complete, it is believed that the crocodile spirits consume any presence of the former boy in their body, transforming them now into men. These are the Matausa people of Papua New Guinea. The boys of this tribe endure an incredible and painful path to manhood. It is believed that in order to become a man, boys must rid themselves of the contaminating blood their mothers have left within them. They believe that when they are born, their mother's blood remains within their own blood, and because the blood of a female is considered unclean, a boy is inferior to a man who has undergone these rituals. To become pure and to rid themselves of their mother's blood, they must undergo a brutal bloodletting ritual. First, several feet of cane are injected deep into elders' stomachs, causing them to puke over and over. Then, the new initiates must follow. Next, the men ram sharp reeds deep into their nostrils to rid themselves of contaminated air that they may have breathed. To finish the initiation, they cut their tongues repeatedly with razors to rid themselves of the remaining blood. While truly gruesome, this initiation has for decades been extremely important to the Matausa people who use this method to turn nurtured and often timid boys into the men that they are required to be. Because ancestral members knew a life of constant war, killings, and even cannibalism, they believed in order to survive their harsh environments, the men had to be strong warriors, ready to combat enemy tribes at any moment in order to preserve their way of life. These traditional rituals have been passed down for centuries, continuing even today. Those who do not partake are considered weak and are believed to be less attractive to women, incapable of protecting them. Due to this, they are barred from ever marrying a woman. Those who seek the strength of warriors and a life with a partner must partake or live a miserable life of shame as bachelors until their last days. Among the most extreme examples of a transition from boyhood to manhood are the Algonquins, a community of tribes located in the southern region of Quebec and eastern Ontario, Canada. Boys within these tribes begin to experience strong cultural pressure to endure the traditional passage of right into manhood upon reaching the tender age of just 13. To become a man within this tribe, boys must endure a grueling 20-day ordeal. To begin the process, the boys are brought far away from others in the tribe, secluded and often placed in a cage. There, they are then fed an intoxicating drug, a hallucinogen containing poison derived from a deadly datura flower 100 times stronger than LSD. These boys are then left alone and forced to tend for themselves for a shocking 20 days. The lethal dose of the drug often leaves these boys with unimaginable hallucinogenic trips meant to rid the boys of all their childhood memories. This is done for them to fully commit to and focus on becoming a man. However, a dose so large often comes with severe consequences, such as increased heart rates, amnesia, hypothermia, and even death. Boys are often left unable to remember their families, their names, or sometimes even how to speak. Remarkably, after the boys are returned to their village, if they show any signs of remembering childhood experiences, they are sent back to be given a second dosage of the lethal drug.